Big Z Reviews. Cobweb is an indie horror film that came out to very select theaters and then kind of dropped out and immediately went on the video on demand. But I heard a bit of a buzz for it. But I liked aspects of it. Some aspects were really cool, but then on the whole, it was a little bit of a letdown. I think I still enjoyed it, but it was a bit messy.
I heard it again.
No more nightmares tonight. Good, champ?
Daddy!
This is getting ridiculous.
This is an old house. There's bound to be bumps in the night.
So this was directed by Samuel Bowden and is written by Chris Thomas Devlin. And mainly stars Woody Norman as Peter, and his parents are Lizzie Kaplan and Anthony Starr. And his substitute teacher that takes an interest in helping him is played by Cleopatra Coleman. And the setup is that basically the kid's parents are very weird, and he's going to school and he's all really bullied, and he starts at night, he can't sleep, he's hearing taps in the wall and some little girl that's speaking to him and trying to get him to do bad things, and the parents are very weird, and that's I think that to talk about some of the stuff that I didn't like about it, I might have to spoil things till towards the end, but I'll warn you when I get to there. But I think there's some great scary aspects with sometimes he's has dreams, and the creativity with the characters and what they do it's really cool. And I almost wish there was only one scene of that though. I wish there were more scenes of that, and I kind of wish that the parents were either better or worse than they were. They do some shitty things to him. They lock him up in the basement at one point, but they aren't horrible to him. There's only one time they're really bad. Most of the time they're just really weird, and they don't want to listen to him about the noises in the wall, saying that they're not real. But the weird thing is that once when things are revealed towards the end, I feel like the parents should be much more worried about him hearing noises and voices in the wall, because that's the big kind of twist in this film. Because of that, it makes their actions not make any sense. You know what I mean? And when the big twist, when it comes, that's some of the coolest parts of the film. It reminds me a lot of *Malignant*, but at the same time, with some of the creature design, some of it they go too far with it. There's obviously some moments where it's a contortionist and it looks really cool, and other times where they go full CGI and it looks the actions are the Jedi in Star Wars: The Force Awakens, where they get to go flash across the screen 100 miles per hour. There's stuff like that where it's just so it doesn't look great. But there's some really cool stuff too. And then I like the teacher, trying to come help, and she taking an interest in this kid because he's writing stuff that I need help, and doing creepy drawings, and he's being bullied, and then stuff happens with the bully. And there's some great stuff here. It's just I think I needed more. I needed either to go full full monster feature flick at some point, or I needed to go more interesting, more into the psychological aspect of it, because I feel when the kid does some things very easily and you don't see his I feel for him to do the things he does, the movie needed to set up more reasoning for why he did it. Or they had to set up for later, towards the end, him maybe also being a little bit evil, I needed that. And there's a tiny bit of it, but not enough. And I think, too, having the monster be full monster at times they could have done something less monsterish to make it more interesting, I think. That the parents created this monster, not that it was born this way. Because it's I don't know, some stuff I didn't love. So I would probably give a 7 out of 10, But on to full spoiler. So if you haven't seen the movie, you probably shouldn't watch any further. But like Lizzie Kaplan and Ansi Starr, like they essentially had a child, that a monster spider baby, and they locked the spider baby up in their basement. And at one point on a Halloween, it got out and killed a kid, and that's why he can't go trick or treating. And that's one thing, like the Halloween aspect. It would be a really spooky Halloween like themed movie to watch. You know, it is that the whole theming of it. It'd be a great Halloween film. But essentially, like the monster is like a spider thing. Like it's like the mouth is like really wide and it has like the limbs all bent backwards and it's super strong and super fast. And when the bully and his friends and a brother come in and try to terrorize the whole family, they get torn apart. And that stuff that reminded me of *Malignant* was really awesome. But I think what I didn't like the idea that Woody Norman, Peter, like how he was so quick to murder his parents. That's my biggest problem with the film. And I feel like that if the parents hadn't been murdered that quick, it would have been more interesting. Because I want to know more. I want some exposition. I want to know like how they led to this, how they had this crazy child, they've been locking it up, and now they have a normal child, and how they aren't worried about the child that's hearing his sister in the walls. I feel like they should be freaking out about it, that she's getting out. How is she getting to him? You know, like, that's what it's like, I don't get, you know? Like, if they wanted to make it more of a metaphor and stuff, and make it say, like, that they turned this child into a monster by torturing it, like, it could have done that. Like, in this stuff when it talks to him, like, you killed your parents, you're just as monster as me. I think that would work better if she wasn't such a monster. You know, if that when you saw her face in the close-up, it was just like a girl, it's just a young woman that is turned into something monsterish, or you know what I mean? That she wasn't so pure evil. Like if she was actually trying to help Peter, it would have been much more interesting than what we got. But you know, it's still some moments it had were really cool, but it is a tight film. It's under 90 minutes, and I like it. You know, a tight horror film. But at the same time, I wanted more exposition. I wanted to know more about what led this family to these moments. But you know, I would recommend it for horror films, but definitely not highly. Like I wouldn't like you can check it out when it comes on like streaming for free. Like I'm sure it'll eventually be on some streaming network. But thanks for watching. If you want to see more of me, you can subscribe down below. Thanks.